Hey guys, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my Flesh and Blood stream. I appreciate you guys bearing with me. I know I've been out for about a week and a half now, a little over a week. I've had COVID for the past week. Went to Hartford last weekend, and then when I got back on Monday night, I started feeling terrible. So, excuse me. So you have to forgive me if I cough, or it seems like I'm drinking a lot of water during the stream. Still trying to recover a little bit, but second day really being out of bed this week, so wanted to try and stream a little bit. If I start to, feel worse as the stream goes on, it might be a shorter stream today. But wanted to stream and get a little bit of Victor gameplay in, preparing for RTN season. So I'm happy to be back. Hey Bim, what's going on, dude? Thanks, man. Boo COVID, yay stream, dude. Trent, I love it, man. Oh, excuse me. So before we jump in and play some Victor games today, I wanted to start off and I want to talk about Hartford a little bit. And I know that we also had day one of Liverpool, so we're going to talk about day one of Liverpool as well. Excuse me. But I want to talk about Hartford a little bit and kind of like recap the whole weekend. So my Hartford weekend started on Friday at 3:30 a.m. when I got up. I got up to try and catch my flight out of Knoxville to be able to make it to play in the Ravenous Rabble event. So our flight got delayed. We ended up getting rebooked on a different flight that got us there earlier. We almost missed our connecting flight. We finally get to Hartford, get to the convention center around 20 after 12. So we can help with the water. My man, I appreciate it, Ben. God knows there will be no big hydrates today for anybody watching on Twitch. There will be absolutely zero big hydrates today. It will not be happening. I can't chug any water with the way I'm feeling right now. And yeah, Drew, I'm back, son. Let's do it. So we make it to the Ravenous Rabble event on Friday. The Ravenous Rabble is really cool, by the way. I was only able to get one on the weekend, playing in the Battle Hardened and playing in the Calling, but it's really cool. The Ravenous Rabble is pretty cool. I like it a lot. And so went 2-2 in the Sealed event on Friday afternoon, and I didn't feel too great about it. But I think I can't remember. I think I played Kasai, and it felt okay. Like the deck felt fine. Fast forward to the Super Armory Friday night. I actually went 4-0 at the Super Armory with the Victor deck that I played this past weekend, and it felt really good. I beat 2 Bravos. I can't remember what all I played. It's all running together for me. It's been so long, but I know that I went 4-0, and I got a whole bunch of prize wall tickets, which I turned into some cash, and I ended up winning the People's Champion playmat, which is it's worth like $150. It was pretty cool. I was pretty pleased at actually winning the mat. It was pretty awesome to win it. So Friday was a pretty good day, all things considered. And then Saturday morning, the Calling rolls around, and I opened my pool, and honestly, there was nothing impressive in it. I didn't open any M's. I didn't open honestly, I didn't open anything really that pushed me in one direction or another. I ended up playing Kasai because I had the ability to keep having agility tokens. And so I was able to play Kasai and kind of push in the warrior direction a little bit, which I enjoyed. And I started out the Calling 3-1, and I was pretty excited about, being 3-1. That was I was okay, I was pretty good start here for the day. And then I absolutely got rickrolled by a KO in round 5. I had beaten a KO earlier in the day, but I got rickrolled by a KO. They played a Cast Bones against me, and then on the following turn they blocked with a Test of Strength, and then they attacked me for 22, I think, after blocking 4. It was crazy. It was a wild turn. It was a wild sequence. So I ended up just kind of getting rickrolled there in that game. And then in round 6, I lost a super close game to the mirror, or I lost a super close mirror game, where the guy had a reaction at the end of the game that I just don't think I could afford to play around. So I ended up dropping at 3-3 and playing in the Armory event, or the CC event later that day, where I went 2-1. My one loss was to Aaron Chance on Dromai, and I tried to play Oldham into him with Victor, and that's not how you play that matchup, I learned. So, excuse me. But so overall, I don't know, Sealed is I continue to not like sealed across a lot of like games. Like I didn't really like sealed in Magic. I don't really like sealed in this game as well. I'd always rather draft if I have that option. Like it's just personally like I'd rather draft or play CC. Sealed is, I don't know. It just kind of feels like if you open good cards, you win a lot of times. I don't know. So anyway, like in the calling, the one loss that I didn't just absolutely get obliterated and high rolled by was the Kasai mirror, and we played a really good game and my opponent just won the game. Like they played very well and won, and I tipped my hat to him for that. But like the other two losses I had in the calling were I absolutely got high rolled. Like it was crazy. Like the crazy KO turn, and then I had a different KO who had a similar situation where they threw like, you know, like 20 plus points at me in like one turn, and then they followed it up with like a 12 to 15 point turn on the follow-up turn. So it was just kind of like tough to combat. But overall, it was a fun weekend and I had a good time. Battle Harden on Sunday. I started the Battle Harden out 4-0 actually, on Victor, and I was like, the deck was like humming. I was playing really well. Like it all felt like it was kind of coming together. The only thing that I can say that like I truly made a mistake in round 2. I still ended up winning, but I was playing Mara Ferris, and she had set up a Chromai on the Chromai Dust, and she had thrown a Command and Conquer at me, and she was at 2. We had seen all her defense reactions except for one Fate Foreseen and one Sand Cover. So I knew that the only 2 outs she had, because she had no card in arsenal, was to draw the Fate Foreseen or to draw Sand Cover. And I could either take the Command and Conquer, go to 12, and then overpower a Golden Sun to try to win the game right there. Or I could block 6, hammer the Chromai, and play for a longer game. Blocking 6 and hammering the Chromai was 100% the correct play, but I literally picked up a dice and rolled it. And if it was 4 through 6, I was just going to go for the win. If it was 1 through 3, I was going to play it safe. And it came up a 4, and so I went for the win, and I ended up getting lucky and winning. But we laughed and talked about how after the game it was definitely the incorrect play, and I 100% agree. I should have just blocked 6 and hammered the Chromai, but it was fun regardless. So 4-0, like the deck is humming. I'm playing really well. I'm feeling good about it. I'm at table like 2, I think, in the Battle Harden. And then I play against the Tree Frog Dash deck. Rose Smith was playing Tree Frog Dash. She ended up top 8ing. And I just, dude, I don't know how you're ever supposed to win that matchup. Like, honestly, I got her down to 9, but that was because she took damage to kill me. Like, I don't think you can ever win that matchup as Victor ever. Like, I think you have to have Bravo's text box to have a chance at winning that game. And honestly, I don't think even then it's really like doable. But I got obliterated. And then so I'm 4-1. Round 6, I played against Bolton, and so I actually punted the game, which is like big sag, because like it means I could have won the game, and like looking back on it, there was a real chance for me to win the game. So round 6, I'm playing against Bolton. We're playing the super back and forth game. Also, my opponent almost didn't make it to the round in time. They showed up like 9 minutes late and got an IP, an IP2, which was like pretty disappointing because I knew them from like playing in the CC event the night before, and like they were super nice and they were like a great opponent, honestly. But like the IP2 was an unfortunate set of that, but it didn't really affect the game too much. Their hands lined up in a very positive way considering how everything had played out. So we get to the end of the game and I have like 5 gold tokens and 1 blue in hand. Now, I have a Might and a Vigor token that have popped. So I have the option of swinging the hammer, and my opponent can give me the Warband of Bologna and the arm piece. I can't remember what it's called right now off the top of my head. Iron Song versus, and go to 1. Or my options are to crack a gold to draw a card to see what I hit. And then I have 2 resources floating. And then if I draw blue, I can crack a gold to draw and hit 3 resources floating. And then at this point, if I draw, like I had a Seismic Surge floating. So at this point, had I drawn, anything of power, like I could have played it really, like a Debilitated Chokeslam, Prime Defied, anything. So I made the decision to throw the hammer, which I think was me on autopilot. But had I cracked the gold, I would have drawn a blue. Then I could have cracked the next gold to draw a card, and I would have drawn into Prime to fight. So I literally would have drawn into Prime to fight, which would have been for 11 because I had a Might and a Vigor that popped that turn. So I would have been able to come in for 11, and it would have forced 2 cards out of my opponent's hand, and it would have forced all 3 pieces of equipment. It would have forced the tunic, it would have forced the headpiece and the arm piece, and it would have put me in a position to where like I was at 4, I believe. So it gives me a lot better chance to like try and keep 2 or 3 cards and try to win the game from there. So definitely a mistake on my part that cost me round 6. But and then after that, like I think honestly I was on tilt from punting away the game before that, and I think I was also like worried about catching my flight at this point, because at this point we were like seriously going through like the idea of, if I'm going to top 8, I got to reschedule my flight, because my flight was at 7:30 on Sunday night. And so I just I threw away a game to Dromai that I should have won. But again, my opponent was super nice, like played very well, played to their outs, and I just played kind of sloppy, being a little on tilt, and also being thinking about my flight. So overall, it was a really fun weekend, and I really enjoyed Hartford. I had a great time, even though I pretty confident I got COVID from somebody there. It's pretty unfortunate, but it is what it is. So that's why I got those PTO days saved up at work, so that I can take those days off and not have to worry about it too much. But in light of all of that, Liverpool was today, and I actually woke up around 9:30 and got to watch the last couple of rounds of that. Sealed is like kind of cool. Yo, Billy, aggro blazing it, dude. Thank you so much. Oh, God, that scared me. Dude, Billy, thank you for becoming a member, man. Thank you so much on YouTube. I appreciate that a whole bunch, dude. It means a lot, man. I really appreciate that support. Second month of big support from Billy. I appreciate it, man. It means a lot. Also, while I was gone this past week, we got Mattis with his 5th month of big support. We got Logan with his 5th month of big support. And we got Kyle with his 6th month of big support. So thank you guys for all the support. I really appreciate it. You guys really means a lot. I appreciate you guys, supporting my passion and my dream. It means a lot. And I apologize for being out this past week, but I definitely think it was for the best. I did not, from Tuesday to Thursday, I got out of bed to pee and drink water, and that was it, guys. Like, I have not been that sick since the first time I had COVID. It was crazy. Like, it was actually crazy. So anyway, talking about everything, Liverpool, I think my buddy Naib is 7-1 right now at calling Liverpool. He just on a whim decided to go to Liverpool, which is kind of cool that he can do that. And I think he's 7-1 or 6-2. So he's having a pretty good run. I'm pretty excited for him. I think that's pretty cool. Pretty excited for him. So, all right, let's talk about RTN season a little bit and moving forward here, what we're actually looking at, as far as like what I'll be playing, and oh God, excuse me. So I'm definitely going to be playing Victor. I'm just going to go ahead and hop into a game here, and we're going to talk about the list. So this is the exact 80 that I played at Hartford, and honestly, the list felt super great. Like, the couple of losses that I did pick up were to an unwinnable matchup, me punting, and then me not playing super well. Is this a first or second? I think this is a second. I don't know, but I think we're going to choose to go second here. We have Crown of Providence in the Dory, which makes a lot of sense. And then what are we on? We're bringing in the Rouse the Ancients here. So we're on the 33 blues. Yeah, but this is the exact 80 that I played last week, and this is the exact 80 that I tested. The one thing that I'm thinking about trying to find a way to fit in is Pummel. A lot of people have been talking about playing Pummel. So I'm kind of intrigued about trying to maybe play Tunic and Pummel, but I don't know if like that just makes me a worse Bravo. So I don't know. It's interesting to like think about and consider, like, like moving forward and see what we can come up with. I don't know. We're probably looking at, did they not load a headpiece in? Okay, that's interesting. Be lurking today. Last week before playoffs for my TFT tournament today. Oh, dude, nice. Let's go, Billy. Well, dude, I appreciate you lurking, man. I appreciate you being here and lurking, dude. Okay, that was weird. I mean, we're definitely just blocking here, right? Because like this isn't nothing's gonna come from this, so we're definitely just gonna block here. But dude, yeah, man. Dude, I hope your tournament goes well, man. So are you playing today, Billy? And then you got playoffs next week, or like what's going on there? Yeah, being able to pummel the like big on hits, I agree, is like very good. Ooh, agile engagement. I like that. That's kind of cool. That's pretty good. Maybe I'm supposed to just like block 6 here on turn 0. I don't know. I mean, he's definitely looking to attack again, so appears not. But we take 4, go to 36. We'll see. We'll see. I'm so like they don't have a headpiece. I am so confused. I mean, he could have a 0 for 3 here, right? Like, I think we can just block 6 and play it safe here, not give him a counter here. Okay, so Drew likes Pummel here. Pummels will help in the KO, I'd imagine. Okay, so Troll also likes Pummels. I agree. Dory has definitely slept on Drew. She definitely got game. Let's go. Playing today at 3. If I do, I'll make it to the playoffs next week. If not, I'm out. Dude, you got this, Billy. You got this, bro. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yo, let's go. Dak with the 3 months, man, over on Twitch. Thank you, brother. Your support is much appreciated, man. It means a lot. Yeah, I truly appreciate it, boss. Well, I think we're just gonna swing the hammer here. I think swinging the hammer is fine considering we're playing in the Dory. Like, this is like we're pretty much always gonna win these clashes. I would imagine anyway. They probably have some like fighting spirits and stuff randomly, but I think that we will win a lot of these clashes here. And honestly, they're gonna give me their sinks on stuff like this. That's a total win for me, in my opinion. 100% a win. I'm gonna Arsenal to Rouse and keep the Test of Strength in hand, because being able to like play the Rouse here and like make something happen would be really solid. I'd really enjoy like being able to hit another blue here. If I could like block Test of Strength, win the gold by hitting the like, I think this is a perfectly fine card to block with, and then we get to clash. Hopefully we hit like a Thunk. Blue Thunk would be awesome. That would be for realsies. Oh man. We believe. Oh, I love that, Drew. That's absolutely amazing. What a win right there. I don't know why my opponent played Iron Song Pride right there. Maybe they just wanted it out of their hand because they don't get the counter there. I don't know. That was weird. So we're gonna show these two. We're gonna come in for 7, go again, and then I'm gonna make a surge and I'm gonna come in with a Spinal Crush here. Let's go. Yo, David Willis with a sub on YouTube. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you being here, man. We got 3 questions we ask everybody when they come to the channel for the first time. What's your name? What got you into Fab? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings, brother? Those are the 3 questions we got for everybody who comes and hangs out, man. So I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate the support. I think Spinal Crush is better than throwing the Golden Sun here. Like, I like putting the Golden Sun back in our deck because it's a solid second cycle attack that we can set up and try to have ready to go. And since I went double blue, I'm going to go Golden Sun, then both the Cranial Crushes here, because it means that our first hand will be 3 unknown cards and then our blue. And then our next hand will be 3 blues and the Golden Sun. So I think this is perfectly fine. Ooh, we were close to the Thunk. We were close to hitting it. Hey, thank you for the kind words, man. I appreciate it. It has been a moment since I've streamed, buddy. I've been sick with COVID, so I've been trying to survive recently, man, if I'm just being totally honest with you. But I appreciate the words of encouragement for RTN season, man. I wish you good luck at RTN season as well. Next tournament? I mean, looking at next tournaments, we're probably talking about RTN season, to be honest. Like, it's probably what we're looking at. I kind of want to block with both of my Clash of Mights here because we have a pretty heavy chance of winning. Again, like, we have a solid chance at winning right here. Like, our Clash cards are, like, looking really solid into Dorinthia. Yeah, and we just win both of them. We have a Thunderquake on top. They have a blue Iron Song response. There'll be a few RTNs that I'll travel within a couple of hours to. But in April, there's a Battle Hardened in Atlanta that I'll be traveling to like, that's like the next like big tournament, I guess. But there's like 4 weeks of RTN season starting next week that I'll be playing in. So I think it's better just to throw 9 here, right? Like, I think this is like a better play. I'm very skeptical about drawing cards in this deck because if we draw blue, we don't want to arsenal it. Like, we don't really want to arsenal blues if we draw them. So, like, I think we're better off to just, like, attack for 9. Like, we know that the blue Thunderquake is on top, and, like, I don't really want to arsenal the blue Thunderquake. Like, if I knew there was a Prime to fight on top, I would consider it. Like, I would think about going that route to see what we could find. Like, to put a Prime to fight an Arsenal or a Spinal Crush. Like, see, this is great. Now, our opponent gets to do whatever they're going to do. And then we get to block with Clash of Vigor. And we're probably going to win that Clash. And then we get to make a Surge and throw Red Thunderquake for 11 here, which is really good. So, I have to work on the day the Outpost is doing their RTN. Oh, dude, I'm sorry, man. That sucks, Dak. Dude, I hate that. I hate that for you, Zechariah. That's so unfortunate, man. I know how much that sucks, man. I'm sorry. Like, having to miss out on, like, local RTNs is the worst, dude. I'm sorry, man. Carly said, screw Sonic. That's pretty funny. Okay. We're going to be using Tunic, or are we pitching a card here? So, I really like this card. Like, this Fatal Engagement card is really sweet. Are we supposed to, like, block 6 here? Or am I supposed to just block with the Vigor, say, oh, well, if they get the counter and we can stack up on armor next turn? I could block Vigor and Gauntlets of Iron Will. I think we'll save that for a better turn. I think we'll just wait. We'll play this a little bit. We'll play this a little bit safer. I think this way is better. We'll go for the Clash of Vigor here. I didn't even see what we put on the bottom a minute ago. And we have a Prime to fight on top. Jeez, I would love to draw that Prime to fight. Wait, I can crack a gold and draw that Prime to fight, right? I mean, it doesn't matter, right? Like, the Prime to fight's, like, not really that relevant. Like, it's for 11, and this is for 11. So, like, it's really not that relevant. I could draw a card, Arsenal the Prime to fight, which I think is pretty good. And then we're just waiting on another Trounce, and then we can basically just throw the Prime to fight off another 2-card hand. Because we have 2 more Test of Strengths and 2 more Trounces left in our deck. I kind of like drawing a card here, honestly, because arsenaling the Prime to fight means that we're going to be in, like, we're going to be in a solid spot here, because this is a good, like, off-turn setup card here. I mean, I could have thrown the Prime to fight for 11 after drawing and then, like, arsenal the Thunderquake, but I think this is also fine. Like, these are both considered off surge turn cards, so, like, I think it's 6 and 1.5 dozen in the other here. If somebody else disagrees, I'd be more than happy to hear about their different trains of thought here. And when I say off surge turn, what I mean is, like, a turn where I don't have a seismic surge. So, like, Debilitate, Choke Slam, these are cards that pair really well on a turn where I have a seismic surge. Cards like Spinal Crush, Prime to Fight, Thunderquake, these, like, 5 and 6 cost cards, they play really well on turns where I don't have a seismic surge, and I think that's very good. So, I mean, this is 6. Yo, let's go. Dude, Troll, thank you for gifting out a sub, man. I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. I appreciate all the love, guys, that you guys are showing, you know. I've been, you know, gone and sick and stuff for, you know, for excuse me, for you know, for most of the week. So I really appreciate it, man. I appreciate all the love you guys are showing. Troll, thank you a lot for gifting out a sub, man. It means a lot. So I kind of just want to block here and get rid of my Prime to fight. And then that way I can block pretty aggressively next turn if I want to. Like now I can block with the Choke Slam and the Clash of Might. And then I can make a Surge with a Macho Grande and then pitch the Choke Slam to throw the Debilitate here. Like I think this is pretty good for us here. If you threw Prime to fight, you could have made a Surge and Arsenaled the Prime to fight. I could have made a Surge, thrown the Prime to fight for 11, and then Arsenaled the Thunderquake. Okay, so I had the benefit of having a Surge going into the next turn. Yeah, that's a pretty reasonable option to like. It's a pretty good reason, in my opinion, to go for something like that. So I like that. I like that. Having a Surge up would have made this hand better. And it means that my Thunderquake, I wouldn't have had to have blocked with a card. I wouldn't have had to have, like, I don't know. Like, I guess they still had the commanding performance. But I would have been able to throw the Debilitate. Like, I would have been able to block with the Choke Slam and the Clash of Might. And then pitch the Macho Grande to throw the Debilitate. So it would have given me a potentially better option there. So, yeah, I don't hate that option at all, Trent. I don't hate that option at all, buddy. Debilitate for 9. The only downfall of the cards like Debilitate against, you know, decks like Warrior or that, like, you know, 9 and 8 are a lot of times are the same thing because the crush effects. I don't really know why our opponent conceded there. Like, they had more cards in their deck than us. Like, we were definitely winning the tempo race, I felt like, at that point. Like, I don't know. We had a lot of equipment left, so they probably, like, between that and them not loading a headpiece, they probably felt like that game was just, like, falling out of hand for them quickly. Of course, to be fair, it's kind of what Victor does. It just punishes people for... Oh, do I not have the deck link anymore? Gold him. So, the question that I would like to pose to everybody watching today, who, you know... I had mentioned earlier, you know, the concept of wanting to play Pummel in the deck, but I wasn't really sure where it fit. You know, like, where would you fit Pummel? Like, and you can find, if you're on Twitch, you can hit ! Deck and you can find my list. If you're on YouTube, it's in the description. You can also hit ! Deck in the chat and find it that way. But you know, where would you fit in? Where would you fit in Pummel here? Like, because, you know, Sam made the comment the other night about cutting some blues for it and only playing 27 blues. And I don't know, like, that's why I asked him how his testing was going, because that seems a little aggressive to me. Like, that's like 27 blues is not enough in my opinion. Like, I think we need more. So I don't know. It's tough to, it's something to like really think about here. I'm not really interested in blocking with this card on turn 0 if I can help it. I mean, I really don't want to block with this card, but I also like the idea of like being able to block with Test of Strength here and like get a gold token. Like, I don't know, I don't want to like give them the ability to Bolton here. I think we're just supposed to take this here. They have the steel hand, they have the steel hand. Playing Helldivers 2 with the girlfriend. So I'm tuning in between missions. I love it, dude. That's fantastic. That sounds like fun, Drew. Sounds like you guys are having a good time, man. I don't really want to block with the Test of Strength there because I just, like, I don't really get to, like, filter anything. But at the same time, like, I'm trying to Like, I need to not turn on Bolton's effect so that they can't, like, take every card out of my hand here. I think this hand is just going to be make a surge, swing the debilitate, arsenal, disable here. We could crack the gold to draw a card here, but I don't think that's really where we want to be this early. Maybe I'm supposed to arsenal the chokeslam because chokeslam has a very good line of text in this matchup. Like, I really like chokeslam's line of text in this matchup. It's like, this and KO are probably the two matchups where red chokeslam is probably the most powerful thing I can be doing. How often do you play Pulverize? I play Pulverize into the Guardian matchup. I think it's like pretty necessary for Bravo in a lot of ways, if I'm being honest. But I also think that, like, it's, I don't know, like, you could probably talk me into cutting that card, exec, if I'm being honest, but I don't know. Like, that card's very good into Bravo, and I'm a big fan of it there. I'm debating if I just want to say no blocks here and just force them to use snaps or a pump. Like, I think saying no blocks here and then going E-Strike, go again, and to disable is, like, okay. I mean, we are forcing the Courageous Steel hands out of their hand, which is perfectly fine. Like, I'm okay with that. So this is for 4 because of the Courage token that they had. So if I block disable, I take 2, and then I get to throw disable. And I can block disable and throw disable, and then arsenal the E-Strike. I mean, if they give go again, like, we'll block whatever they do here, but I think this is fine. Rainbow Clash of Vigor? Oh, that's spicy. The idea of Rainbow Clash of Vigor is pretty spicy here. Like, I don't know. That's interesting, man. Like, I've heard some people talking about playing Red Clash of Vigor. Like, do I give both cards here, or do I give equipment is the question. Like, is disable... Like, if I give Thunderquake and Crown here, I can put this on the bottom, and then I can E-Strike into Hammer. I kind of like this play. I don't know. This may not be, like, the best play we could make here, but I do like the idea. Like, I want to deny them the Snatch here. We are also down 6 points, which is a little worrisome here. Yeah, I agree. Pummel also has a very strong place into the Guardian Mirror. And it's possible that maybe I just want to be on two Pummels. Like maybe I don't want to be on all 3 Pummels. Like maybe I just want to be on 2. That is a very strong possibility to consider, honestly. Like, that's a good point that maybe we cut the 2 Pulverizes and play 2 Pummels. Want to play a game against Ash after this one? Yeah, Bobby, I'm down for that, dude. Let's do that, brother. Listen, Bobby, if you're about to load up Tree Frog Dash into me, bro. Like, if you're about to load up Tree Frog Dash into me, bro, like, I swear. would be pretty funny for the stream and pretty trolly, but I assumed you were interested in playing real games. I like throwing the hammer here because a lot of people will respect it. Interesting. So he's just willing to take the... Oh, no, he has take it on the chin here. Okay. That makes sense. I was like, a lot of people block the hammer. The hammer gets more value out of people being afraid of it than it actually would get value off of it if people just let it hit. If you play against a Victor and, like, you're scared of the hammer, I would encourage you to ask yourself why you're scared of the hammer, to be honest. My deck My deck is Rainbow Clash of Vigor and Wallop, only 9 blues, and it's running. Oh, wow. So you're playing Rainbow Clash of Vigor and Rainbow Wallop, and you're only on 9 blues? Man, Johannesson, that's a really interesting idea. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to have to, like, take a moment after this and, like, really think about how that sounds to me, because that's a really interesting concept, man. Like, that's a really interesting concept, man. I'm not going to say you're wrong by any means, because if it's working, it's working, you know, but that's some spicy stuff, dude. That is some spicy stuff right there. So, yeah, we're going to destroy the gold, and we're going to put their card on the bottom, because they have a Cataclysm. I was like, and we have a 6, so, like, we're pretty likely to... to hit there. And because we revealed the Golden Sun, we're going to make a second gold token, which I'm a pretty big fan of here. And this has go again because of the agility token. I really like agility tokens. I really like the concept of agility and what everybody's like trying to do. Like, agility tokens are really cool. Giving me a way that has conditional go again is like a sweet play, in my opinion. Like, that's... What is the resource for? Is this Iron? You about to throw Iron Song Versus at me? About to hit me with Iron Song Versus and then throw Raiden at me? Okay. I mean, I wanted to keep my Test of Strength for next turn, but, like, I'm still debating if I want to keep Test of Strength for next turn, because I really think I do, if I'm being honest. Like I think that's really cool. So I do agree, like, if you're going to be playing Pummel, you need to be playing CNC. Like, and Tech Plating does not play that well with it as well. I am very inclined to agree with you. Like, I really feel what you're saying right there. For sure. So I can throw Buckling Blow for 6, force a card out of my opponent's hand. Actually, it'll probably force a card. If they don't have a sink below, it'll force a card, and probably the Bologna, if I had to guess. And then we just get to sit on the Test of Strength and try to play to the value. Like, we're IPing ourselves here, which I don't really know how I feel about still, even after some, like, serious testing. My buddy Taylor swears that it's the correct thing to do when you have these power cards. And I'm really considering it here, because Test of Strength is insane into Bolton. These block cards into Bolton get so much value here. Dude, Snatch with Agility is very... That's very dumb. I agree, Billy. That's very fun. Oh, I think we're definitely, like, abusing some of the mechanics of the game when we're looking at doing stuff like that. Like, being able to do stuff like that is really cool. Blue Buckling Blow for 7 is kind of sweet. I won't lie. Like, this kind of like talks to me here a little bit. Deep in my Oldham heart here. As for Pummel, I think it's better. 2 new versions of the 2 of. So Silent, I actually really like the way that, like, your brain is thinking about that there. That, like, you want the two you want, like, 2 Pummels to play with your CNCs. And plus, once you show it, they have to respect it in a lot of ways, and I really like that. Like, 2 Pummels honestly kind of seems like just spicy enough to where you'd make me, like, I would consider it. If I'm being honest, I assume my opponent has a sink below here, and they miscounted the math here. Oh no, they have a Soul Shield, so yeah. Oh, they were thinking it's an on-hit effect here, but it's not. No. This is a good block for my opponent. I am going to pass, and yes, I am going to skip my arsenal here. You reveal a Golden Sun during a trounce. That is actually really interesting question, Trent, that came up in Hartford this past weekend. I learned that if you reveal a Golden Sun during the middle of a trounce, you finish the trounce first because you are midway through resolution. There is not an interrupting trigger to interrupt the card. You still do the Golden Sun's trigger where you create an extra gold, but you do not do it until you have finished resolving the trounce. So that is actually a really good question, and something that will come up at RTN season. So y'all make sure you're keeping people honest out there. I think let's give the test of strength here. We'll see what we hit. Hopefully we win. We do, but it's not exactly what I was hoping for. I mean, so if I take 3 here, man, I'm not a huge fan. I guess they can't actually activate the Iron Song versus. So if I take 3 here, I can throw the Choke Slam. So I pitch Golden Sun to make a surge, throw the Choke Slam, and then I can Arsenal the Spinal Crush here, which I'm a pretty big fan of. And that way I'm only down 3 points. I think this is a good play for me here. No Arsenal, blocked 14, not using armor. Attack 6 with 3, True Golden Sun and Arsenal. That's a crazy turn, Johannesson. Like, I don't, how do you block 14 without armor and still attack for 6? I assume we're involving, like, you're probably playing like test of, like, the test of might and test of vigor at that point, I'm assuming here. Also, it's worth noting that we could throw the Golden Sun for 10 overpower here, but throwing Chokeslam is a thing that must be blocked by at least 1 card and some equipment here, or a defense reaction. They have to give us a Soul Shield, or they have to give us 2 cards in some way, and then even the Soul Shield requires 2 cards because they have to pitch a card to play it. And then at that point, like, this card has so much text against Bolton. Like, it has such good line of text here against Bolton. Loving the sword and board build of Olympia so much. Yeah, dude, I agree, Billy. Like, that list you sent me was really cool. I like that list you sent me a lot the other night, because the idea of just being able to, like, what you're talking about there, where you're able to just throw so many things with Go Again, is really solid. I'm a really big fan of that, like, concept. Let's go Golden Sun. Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna see what they throw here, but all right. I mean, that's fine. So the Surge pops, which means we need 4 resources, which means we're gonna pitch Prime to fight and disable. I wonder if they Arsenal a D-React to, like, try and set up for a different hand here. Like, so that they could play a little bit more defensively to play around something like my Spinal Crush here. Would make sense if they did, honestly. Come on. Yeah, it's a really weird interaction, Trent. I asked a judge because I didn't know. Like, I was very intrigued. It actually happened to somebody sitting beside me, and I thought the same thing you did. In my head, I was like, oh, like, well, you're going to have to resolve the Golden Sun because this is, like, an interrupting trigger here. And, like, the judge was like, no, like, you have to finish resolving this because we've already started the resolution of this card. And I was like, that also makes sense to me. But it's not how my brain worked it out at the beginning. So, yeah, it's a really interesting interaction for sure. For sure. 2 test and 2 clash. Had a wallop giving me 4 vigors and 2 mites. Wow. That's actually crazy, Johannesson. Like, that's a really cool turn that you were able to pull off. That's a lot of fun. Willing to throw away the Iron Song versus pretty early to keep a 3-card hand in an arsenal here. I mean, that's fine. So they're going to join us at 29. What do we have? 1 test of strengths and 2 trounces left? Yep. All right, so it's 29 all. We're going to Arsenal a Spinal Crush here. We'd like to find a trounce, honestly. Letting us block for 9 and then being able to throw the Spinal Crush would absolutely be insane here. Or I'm sorry. Being able to block for 12 and then throw the Spinal Crush would be crazy here. If that's how our hand lined up for us. I think we're going to go Prime, Disable, and then Thunderquake here. Well, if I block with Clash of Might and Debilitate here, I can still pitch the Chokeslam and the Macho Grande to throw the Spinal Crush here. I could also just block 6 and throw 9. And then this is still like, so Spinal Crush is what we were talking about earlier. It is a good a good non-go again, like, or a non-surge card. So like, I kind of like the idea of having it. Okay, so he makes a courage token. So this is going to be a good turn for my opponent. Am I lagging here? Is it me? Do I need to refresh? Okay. So we're going to pass. I think we're going to give the Clash of Might, and we're going to give... Honestly, I might just give Clash of Might and take 2 here. I think this is fine. Like, there's a debate here to giving the Civic Steps, but I don't think that we want to here. Like, I don't think we want to give the Civic Steps. And like the V for Vanguard is just damage, so I'm okay with just... Oh, the Courage token, right. I think we have to take 3 here. Yeah, he's going to activate Bolton. I probably should have given the Civic Steps there, honestly. Like, it's possible that, like, he has 2 0-cost cards that he can play here. Like, he could have, like, he's shown us that he has Snatch in his hand, so if we do give him the Civic Steps there, and he has, like, a Snatch and another 0-cost card in hand, like, I get immediately punished for my decision. So this is for 3. How many golds do I have? 3. So I have a lot of gold. So I could give Gauntlets and Auramegus here. We've only seen one of the +0 for 3s here, but I mean, I guess this could also... No, if it was Beacon of Victory, he would have played it already, right? Yeah, he would have played it already. I mean, I think this is... No, let's block Tech Plating in this here. You can tell he's definitely debating. I was like, it seemed like my opponent was debating if they wanted to block there, but they could have just been taking the time to pass through the turn there, pass through the cycle there. Pretty good turn for my opponent. How many Sink Belows have we seen? 1. We've seen 1 Sink Below and 1 Soul Shield. We got a lot of defense reacts here to work through. He might have 1 Arsenal, honestly. I like throwing the Choke Slam for 9. I mean, block 6 and attack for 9. Like, it's 15.4 card hand. Like, it's pretty good. Surprised he's throwing away the Illuminate here and not throwing it at me to try and get it into his soul. My opponent has identified the on again, off again hands very well, and like they're playing to those very well this game. Guys, thanks for hanging out and being here today. I appreciate you guys chilling with me on a Saturday afternoon, trying to practice for RTN season a little bit here. Okay, so the last card he kept is an Illuminate here. Jeez, this hand is not what we wanted to see here. So... am I supposed to crack a gold here? Like, am I supposed to block with... I mean, I could block E-Strike and Tech Plating here. If I block E-Strike Tech Plating here, I am denying them the soul, which I kind of like. Yeah, Womp Womp is right. But we can still do things. Like, it's not the end of the world. We can still do things here. This is fine. We're going to deny them the soul because they only have 2 cards in their soul. and then we can throw the Spinal Crush here. Like, this is okay. Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. Thanks for the heads up, Trent. I think I muted myself to cough a minute ago. Anyway, sorry about that. Now we can block with the Civic Steps. And then we can block with the Golden Sun here. I'm not a huge fan of blocking with the Golden Sun, but I think it's fine. I mean, we have 2 more in the deck, like, if we need to, like, close the game out here, but, like, I think this is perfectly fine. I'll come in with the Raiden one more time, and we'll block with the Golden Sun, and we'll block with the Gauntlets of Iron Will here. Deny them any soul or health gain here. We do have 2 more Luminas that we have to fight through. So I do like that we can still throw the Chokeslam here. Trounce looking very good in this hand. Oh, excuse me. This is definitely one of the tougher matchups for Victor, in my opinion. Like, this is this is one of the really good, like, this is like one of the, like, tougher matchups where, like, we have to fight through a lot of cards here. Like, we're at 23. Like, we've done a pretty good job of, like, you know, trying to keep our life above float here, but we're also only down to 2 equipment block at this point. So, like, man, our opponent is, like, really giving us a lot of cards in these choke slams. Like, they're not blocking, they're not, like, just taking 3 here at all, which is really interesting to me. They're just gonna pass. I mean, I think we're gonna draw some cards here and see what we can find. Like, I think this is the correct time to be drawing cards here. Let's draw another card. Like, honestly, like, our hand, like, I mean, 8 dominates fine, but, like, it doesn't really do much, so. How many more cards do we have that create gold left in our deck? We have, what, 1 Trounce and 1 Test of Strength left in our deck. So, I mean, we could crack to draw another card here. I also think it's perfectly fine to just make a Surge, go 5 go again, and then swing the Debilitate here. Like, I think this is a pretty, like considering that we were left with a 5-card hand, I think it's I think this is like perfectly fine, all things considered, because like this is like, I mean, this is an 11-point turn, considering we had all blues in our hand, ended up not being bad. I think you have to double Lumina with Raiden to really push damage in this matchup. That's what happens when you don't have to deal with a Frostbite in the deck. Yeah, Christian, I think that like Bolton has really started to shine since Icelanders left the format. I think Drew's right about that. It is funny to like, you are correct. It is interesting to talk about like how the deck was like, it just like nobody played Bolton. Like for the longest time, I didn't really know what Bolton did. Like I knew that Bolton was a hero, but like I had never really even practiced against it. But like I played Icelanders, so it just didn't matter. Let's bring this up a little bit. My chair's starting to fall back. There it is. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and throw the Debilitate here. And we have a Surge set up for next turn, so we'll see if they give us a card here to stop the -2 effect, or if they're okay with just going to 16. But I mean, the double Lumina turns are like they're really big turns, I think, Drew, where like you're really trying to push a lot of damage. But I mean, you know more about Bolton than I do, so I'll take your word for it. But I don't know, like Bolton seems to like kind of like chip in at you over the course of the game, like as Victor, and so I think it's tough when it comes to some of that kind of stuff. So I mean, we've only seen one Courageous Steel hand, like at this point in time. Like, have they charged any of them? Like, yeah, so this, oh, okay, so there's another one over there. So there's only one left in the deck, technically. But I don't know. It's a tough decision to make. How many debilitates and things have we seen so far? So we've seen all 3 red choke slams. We've thrown 1 red debilitate, and we pitched a red debilitate earlier. So I think being able to throw, I think throwing Thunderquake is fine here. We're gonna give gauntlets here. If they want to push this over with the Courageous Steel hand, I'm gonna make them force it over for only 2 instead of 3. We're gonna try and use gauntlets to force them here. We could block with the leg piece here, but again, like they've shown us a snatch, and I haven't seen others, so they could just be on like a spicy one of snatch. They could also be on like 3 of them here, and like they're just trying to bait us. They just have a snatch hanging out here in their arsenal, and they're like, go ahead, block with that Civic Steps, buddy. I'd love to see that. I think this is a no blocks here, honestly. Like, I think this is no blocks, and we can throw the Thunderquake here. But if they give it go again, I was like, then we can block some things here and then throw the hammer. No? Okay. I mean, we're just going to attack for 10. Like, Victor's not really known for his disruption. Victor's known for, like, you know, being able to throw massive amounts of damage after blocking very effectively, so we got 1 more Test of Strength and 1 more Trounce to kind of fall back on here that we're hoping to draw in too soon. Hopefully not in the same hand, though. Drawing them in the same hand would be very unfortunate for us. That would be a big sag if we ran into something like that. All right, I'm going to assume they set up a double Lumina here. Like, I have a feeling that's what they're going for here, is that like a double Lumina play. Man, having a Trounce here is really good, because like I never know what to do with this card. Am I supposed to block this card out? Am I not supposed to block this card out? Like, I never know what I'm supposed to do here, so but being able to block it with a Trounce kind of takes away all those options here. so I don't really have to worry about anything or think about anything here. They charge the Beacon of Victory. Interesting. We've not really seen a lot of power cards from them this game. How many golds do we have, too? Alright, they put a Beacon of Victory on the bottom, and then we have a Chokeslam on top, and they have an Engulfing Light. Or, I'm sorry, we had a Chokeslam on top, we drew it. So, I mean, technically, we could hang on to the Righteous Cleansing if we wanted to and attack for 11 here. Well, it looks like that's definitely not happening. So we're going to take one here. I don't think they had to use Bolton there. Yeah, I was like, I don't think you have to use Bolton, buddy. I think you can just let this kid go again by hitting me, right? It's like, I'm pretty sure that's what happens there. Lumina. Oh no, just one? Okay. Surprised face? I mean, so like, let's think about this for a moment here. Like, they can go Lumina, something else, into like, or I'm sorry, they can go Raiden, something else, Raiden here. So like, am I supposed to just take the first one? I go to 15, they go to 10. Let's just say no blocks and see what happens here. I don't know. Well, I don't know if this is correct or not. If somebody else has a better plan in the chat, I'd love to hear about it, actually. Also, guys, for anybody who missed it, like, sorry if I sound like I'm a little down or anything. I'm recovering from COVID this past week, so still trying to fight back there. They put a Soul Shield in there. I mean, it's one less Soul Shield to worry about. I guess that's a positive. Are they like trying to bait me into blocking this here? Like, I don't know what's going on here. Like, I want to block, but they have to have something else, right? Like, they have to have something else here. So I think I'm just gonna say no blocks. Like, Righteous Cleansing for 11 is pretty good here. We're now at the point in the game where, like, the Golden Sun's starting to look a lot better. Okay, see, here we go. Yeah, they had something else. I knew it. They had to. It was like, there's no way that 2 cards in hand, they were just like, oh, we don't have anything else to do. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. God, what a win for us. I mean, am I supposed to say no blocks here and go to 9? Like, is blocking a mistake here because they can throw something else here? This could just be like a mistake. I'm gonna bank they want to arsenal their last card here. It's just funny. Like, I think this is actually a really good play from our opponent. And I think most people would have blocked out here. I think our opponent actually had a really, like Silent said, he had a plan. And, like, I really like his plan. I just played around it. And I didn't play around it because, like, you know, big brain or anything. I just was not considering my opponent throwing a tenacity at me. And so, like, we just accidentally played around, like, a card that is insane for him. Like, I mean, that feels pretty good for me. I mean, my opponent's got 1 Soul Shield left in their deck and 1 Sink Below left. So, like, if they have either one of them... We're now looking to try and find a Golden Sun, honestly. The Golden Sun will try and help us close the game out from here. There's 2 left in the deck. We pitched one early. I don't know that we've seen the other one. Maybe we've seen them both. I don't know. I know that we blocked with one earlier. We've left 2 in the deck. There's also a Test of Strength left in our deck, if I'm not mistaken. Have I looked over it here? Is it over here and I'm like having a stroke? No, there's a test of strength left in our deck. All right, so you got a sink below or something here. You're also playing Reinforce the Line. That is interesting. All right, our opponent's on some spice over there. I like the tenacity though. Drew, if you're here, if you're listening, what do you think of the tenacity, dude? Because I won't lie, I'm kind of a fan of the tenacity. I think that's kind of spicy, a little spicy action going on there. And also, like, for anybody who's curious, like, my laugh towards our opponent a moment ago wasn't a laugh of disrespect. Like, that was just, like, it was hilarious that, like, they threw a tenacity at us after we didn't block on a turn that, like, we're more than likely going to block every single time on, so... I think I'm just going to say no blocks here and go to 8. Okay. The longer the game goes on, the more I think they're on a one-of snatch to make me afraid. Wholeheartedly. We have two options here. We can attack with the Prime to fight and make a surge. Or I can throw the Righteous Cleansing again. And I honestly think that throwing the Righteous Cleansing is our better play here. We have no more block cards in our deck that like kind of give us free options here of things to think about. But I think throwing 10... when our opponent has a Soul Shield and okay, so there are multiple snatches in their deck? Wow, okay. Drew said it's pretty okay, which means it's probably not great. I'm curious to know how Bolton plays in a KO. Somebody played that matchup? Bolton play in a KO pretty well, does anybody know? I assume we got another reaction here. Okay, so there's the last sink below, which means, in theory, we're dealing with one copy of Soul Shield here, but our opponent also showed us on one of Reinforce the Line at this point, so they could be on a bunch of Reinforce the Lines. I really don't know. Man, I really want to throw that Debilitate, but I really don't want to give them a Quicken token. I mean, they have 3 copies, right? Like, and they blocked with a Snatch a second ago. No, they didn't. So there's one more Snatch in their deck, which is probably coming up in the next hand, if I had to guess. Oh, man. This is... I don't know. Blocking with the Civic Steps is right here. I really don't know. I think the list people are running for Raiden at the moment are kind of dog shit, not gonna lie. I mean... he has so many... oh, KO is pretty rough because he has so many above rate turns. I mean, that makes sense. That's why I asked, because KO feels like it does some very above rate things. Wow, we barely won that one. I mean, we did just... even if I flip over a 6, we're throwing that Celestial Cataclysm on the bottom every time. I think this is draw card time. I'm just being honest. I think this is draw card time. I think we can draw another card here. We're trying to find a good arsenal target at this point. And we have a lot of blues in our deck, so like... we also have no more ways to generate gold, so we can't just like go crazy or anything, but... so I'm going to make a surge. I'm going to pitch the Thunk to throw the Debilitate. And then I'll Arsenal the Cranial Crush here. Like, the Cranial Crush isn't terrible. Like, it's still an 8-power attack here off of a 2-card hand. But it's not a great Arsenal target. It's fine. Our opponent's probably taking 3 and going to 5 here to try to keep 3 cards. I think mostly disrespectable and mostly try mid-range style. I think it may go bad for KO. So you think that, like... you think that they have a, like, KO has a better chance of just saying no respect to Bolton than just attacking them Paneros? I mean, that makes a lot of sense, honestly. Like, kind of to, like, what Drew was saying. Like, it feels like that if, like, you're just having that many more above-rate hands than your opponent, like, you can just do dumb stuff, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, take it on the chin isn't going to save you from the crush effect here, so... this is fine. Like, you're only preventing 2 damage, like... they may feel the Debilitate. like their hand is like they can make up for the 2 points here. I don't know. This is interesting. We're also at some point here, we're starting to question fatiguing them. They do only have 12 cards left in their deck, and all their Luminas are gone. They played 2 Luminas and blocked with 1 a minute ago, so like I mean, let's make sure that they're all gone, but I'm pretty sure that they've played them all. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 here. Also haven't seen a Spirit of Arena yet, which is... Okay, so they just played to take it on the chin. Are they just going to take 4, or do they have another Reinforce the Line here? Okay, so they just take 4, get the Agility token, but then they have the -2 effect. I have a lot of questions here. We're going to go Disable, then Chokeslam. Okay, so we're going to try and block with a Clash of Vigor and a Golden Sun here. I'm going to say no blocks here. Like, the Debilitate's just so good right here. Is this the last snatch? Man, that's a question for the ages, isn't it? Is that the last snatch here? Having 6 CNCs makes it really hard to set up combo turns against him. Sin pack. Oh, Sin Packing. I see what you're talking about now. Sin Packing is actually a crazy good card. Like, card's insane. I mean, it doesn't affect Victor too much, I feel like, but I hear what you're saying. Okay, so the Golden Sun's not going to end the game. But we can do our best to make it in the game here. I think we're just going to keep this in our hand. We're going to keep this in our hand and try to let the next one in the game. Because, I mean, they have the Reinforce the Line here to block at least 7 or 8 here. Plus, there's one more Soul Shield somewhere. At least I assume there's one more Soul Shield somewhere. Oh, you're saying I should have arsenaled the Disable over the Cranial Crush? Are you talking about the turn before last, Johannesson? I don't remember if there was a Disable in my hand, but I mean, if I did look over that, arsenaling the Disable seems like a better play. I am inclined to agree with you here. They're both the same level of difficulty to play based off the fact that we're on second cycle and we have mostly blues left at this point, but I see what you're talking about there. Okay, so he kept the Reinforce the Line in his hand. Okay, so my opponent goes to 3, passes. Yeah, they're just gonna, I mean, like, that's fine, and like I'm all about like what they're attempting to do here, but I don't think it's going. Wait, is this hand coming up the Clash of Might, Clash of Vigor hand where I can win and make this cost 3 less? I don't remember, and I'm gonna take the chance that it is here and hope that it is. So we're going to come in for 10, overpower one more time here, forcing out that Reinforce the Line and like... Wait. You're talking about Debilitate, or are you talking about Disable? Sorry, I wanted to make sure I understand which card we're talking about here. The -2 is good for Bolton, but we didn't arsenal the... I mean, they're dead if they don't have something else here. Like, if they don't block with their 2... Oh, they have 2 Reinforced Lines? Jesus. We threw the Debilitate at them, Johannesson. We didn't arsenal. We attacked them with it. Or was there a blue one that I pitched? Is that what you're talking about, Johannesson? This was not the hand I was thinking of, but I mean, it's a 6 in one, a half dozen in the other, I feel like, at this point in time. Wait. No, I didn't miss it. I couldn't fatigue them here, so I think we're better off to just set it up this way. We'll wait for the Macho Grande to come back around. 9 is more than 8, so I'd rather throw the Spinal Crush here. I assume they'll give us 3 cards here. Like, I don't think they've played all the Soul Shields, they've played all 3 Sync Belows, and they've played 3 Reinforcement Lines at this point, so I don't think there's a way for them to... I don't think there's any more D-Reacts here. Maybe there's a Take It on the Chin left in their deck that I missed, but I think they've played 2 or 3 of those as well at this point, so... excuse me. I mean, I guess it's possible they have a Beacon of Courage, or they have a Beacon of Victory, or they have another Courageous Steel hand here that they could try to like push through the game with here. So with 3 cards left in their deck, we're just trying to be careful not to lose to Fatigue at this point. Like, that's really all we're going for. We're gonna go Macho, Cranial, and then the Prime to Fight. So let's just block 6 here. Yep. So there is a Spirit of Arena. I wasn't paying attention to their pitch stack well enough early on, it appears. So they have a card they can't block with. And they're going to have to give me their other 3 cards, which is fine. So when he had a Quicken, you attacked him with the card that gives him -2 attack. Bolton, he can't get go again, but at the time he had a Quicken token, means he had a free go. Oh, I see what you're saying, Johannesson. So you're making the argument here that we should have argued that we should have Arsenal to debilitate instead of there instead of actually attacking them with it because they had the Quicken token and it was irrelevant. I see what you're saying now, so that we could save it for the next turn. That's an interesting thought process. I'm gonna be honest, like I don't really know how I feel about that. That's an interesting thought process though. Like that's neat. Like the idea of not throwing it to set up for the following turn is like it's a pretty high level play. So it's definitely interesting. My opponent just concedes there. I mean, yeah, we were just going to attack for 8, and they were just going to die. They didn't have enough to block with. First time I fatigued a Bolton. I don't know how my opponent like played that in comparison to like other Boltons, but like that was the first time I fatigued one. So like, if I had to guess, I would say that it has something to do with the way that my opponent played that game. Probably not like some crazy fantastic thing that I did that game. Could be that my cards just lined up in a better way. So like there's the option of cutting the Pulverizes to add the Pummels into the sideboard for specific matchups. But like the problem here is that like we're adding in, like I don't really want to cut any of this stuff. You have to have the Arcane piece for Dromai. Balance of Justice and Crown of Providence is really good into a lot of matchups. Like those are great. Like, and we're only running like 1 chest, arm, and leg slot. So like I don't know like what you're supposed to cut here. I don't know. Like that's really tough. I don't even think we have a Prism matchup put in here. Let's see how we board for Dromai, and we'll probably just board the same way. Cut Tests of Strengths. They're probably playing Auras, which means they're not really attacking me. I don't know if I want the Trounces in this matchup. I don't really know if I want these either. Like we have Poppers. I don't think I want Staunches. I don't think maybe. I don't know. Like, are they playing any attacks like into us that aren't like that we aren't just gonna want to pop? So maybe we want to cut the Trounces. We don't cut the Trounces into Dromai because if they attack me with like a Billowing Mirage or something, like we get a lot of value out of it. But I think we want to cut Trounces in this matchup and just try to play like 62 cards here And then I think that Arcane Lantern gives us the ability to not be fatigued here by like random things. So I actually kind of like this, but we're going to be on Crown of Providence here over Balance of Justice. Oh, Bobby, I'm so sorry, dude. Bobby, I'm so sorry, bro. I completely forgot, dude. I wasn't even thinking about it, dude. If you want, I'll leave this game and we can play one real quick. I don't know if you're going to Richards or not. If you want, I'll back out of this game, man, and we can play one. Like I don't know this guy anything. Like I'm sure he's a nice guy, but I don't know this guy anything. Got to stack double Lumina against Victor. It's interesting that like Victor can fatigue you pretty easily because I would not have guessed that. Bobby, are you sure? I'm happy to back out, man. I feel bad that I forgot, brother. That's on me, man. I feel bad. What does this card do? I don't know what this even does. Like I can't. It literally won't show me the card. You may turn a card in any banished zone face down. Okay. They're also playing Iris, so they plan on attacking me with like they're going with the aura plan here. So I do agree, Johannesson, that like you get a lot of similar value off of like the Balance of Justice / Crown of Providence. I would definitely argue that like Balance of Justice is like a better card in the matchups where it's good. But I don't know. I don't know about, I don't know about cutting Crown, because if I was going to keep one, I would keep the Balance of Justice over the Crown. I think that card's just too good into like KO and like other random things. Like there's so much value. Okay, so our opponent's going to try and set up some auras here. I think we're just going to try and throw this Pulverize at him here if we draw 3 blues. Okay, I mean, well, I was going to try and throw this Pulverize at him, but whoa. There it is. Okay. I mean, we did draw the 3 blues, but we have to kill this Genesis. This Genesis just can't sit around. Like, as much as I would like to be able to as much as I would like to just be able to like throw the Pulverize at them, the Genesis just represents too much value in my opinion. I don't know. Fair enough, Bobby. That's fair. I mean, yeah, like this matchup does not go very well. We are gonna pitch the Chokeslam. We'll keep the Thunderquake in our hand. Like, probably should have pitched the Thunderquake, but I don't think it really matters. Jesus Christ, dude. All right, so our opponent's like having a field day over there. Okay. Our opponent is living their best life over there. That's unfortunate for me. So we've pretty much lost this game already. Like, even a Zealous Belting, like, or a Rouse would like only let us do so much here. I mean, we're like, I'm not just throwing in the towel. We're gonna try here, but like, man, this is not looking good. Yeah, Prism go burr is right, dude. Yeah, I know that it has a lot of value into like the pouncing links, into like pouncing links. I know it has a lot of value there, Paneros for sure. This is the we make best list. Well, obviously they're showing why they make best right now, because this is insane. Again, we are required to kill the Genesis here. Like, we have to kill the Genesis here. It's unfortunate, but we have to continue like grinding out the auras here. We have no choice. Okay. Okay. Our opponent has played 3 Genesis in 4 turns, and they have played 2 Tome of Divinities. I'm sure Calum is like having a good time right now if he's watching this game. I mean, yeah, we had to fulfill the contract. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So yeah. Yeah, Lincoln is right, Trent. Lincoln is right, bro. Cause dang. This be rough, fam. So yeah. So Bobby, you said you were excited to see how this game went? Oh, we're taking 4. We're taking 4, buddy. Don't worry. Yeah. This has been big Sag. Yeah, bro did say play all of the auras to make the Guardian cry. I mean, like, I kind of laugh because like I don't like how did my opponent plan to lose this game? You know what I mean? Like, what was their plan? Like, why did they join this match to play me? What was their goal here? Oh, and let's add a Shimmers to the board. I like it. I like it. When I played Prism with Kasai. Yeah, this is not going well. I don't think I've ever been beaten this badly by a Prism, so we're going to attack Prism. Joke's on them. They're only going to have 3 Spectral Shields after this. Nah, they'll probably block with some cards. Oh, no, they won't. No respect. Thank you. Duly noted. No, we're not going to pay. We're going to take the 50 billion arcane damage here, which is fine. And then we're going to hammer the Genesis because we have to kill the Genesis. All right. Only 3 more auras to go. This is so bad. I'm just going to concede and say good game because like I'm like this is ridiculous. They want to enable the chat. I wonder if they're going to ask me if I enjoy getting my ass kicked. That was such an obliterating. I don't think I've ever been beaten that badly. I'm really curious to know what they're going to say. Because that was a spanking. That was a shellacking. That was the most nuts aura draw I have ever had. That was crazy. I don't think I have ever been beaten that bad. LOL. And then I put you ran me over. That was absolutely nuts. Now, like, granted, I understand that, like, not a lot of games go that way, but, like, if you've ever played OG Prism and, like, you're on Iris and the Guardians, like, if you played OG Prism, you know that, like, Prism just beats up on Guardians for the most part. You had the Aura Prior Astration. I told my opponent said that basically they were saying, like, they're saying here that, like, All right. So anyway, basically, my opponent was saying right there, my opponent was saying that like that I was destroying the auras in the correct order, and I appreciate them, you know, taking the time to give me the compliment. I've played against Prism a couple times, but I was doing my best to try and keep the board clear, and they were basically saying that like, you know, like I wish that happened to me in a tournament, and I told him, I said, buddy, I hope you do that to somebody in an RTN, because that was pretty cool. And I mean, to be fair, like it was pretty cool. Like I think Carly just went outside. What are you doing else? What are you? Carly got cookies? Dude. Why are people...
There's a red velvet one for you.
Oh, there's a red velvet one for me, she said. That's nice. Okay, thank you. I'm glad that my opponent left. Like, I don't have any interest in playing that matchup again. It wasn't fun the first time around. I wanted an easy win, LOL. Gave him flashbacks to the Luminaris days. I love that. That's hilarious. Oh, all right. Good luck and have fun. Against Azalea, this is what we load up here. We just bring in the staunches here and play 63 cards. Like, this is really just a value-oriented game where we have to like try and get value every turn. Oh, that wasn't Billy. That was Bobby. Dude, Bobby, I'm sorry, bro. I'm the worst, man. Dude, I'm sorry. I'm going to blame it on being sick, man. Because I'm sorry, dude. I've forgotten about our game 2 games in a row now, dude. Don't make me remember that. So glad the nonsense is gone. I think a lot of people are glad that OG Prism has gone silent. Double Herald into a Genesis and Arclight Sentinel? Jesus, Bobby. That sounds terrible, man. I'm sorry. That does not sound like fun at all. We're gonna block with Prime to fight here. I'm okay like leaking one on the Rabbles and stuff like that. I love that they already have this uploaded into Talishar. It's fantastic. Ah, he lives. Do you want to play one after that? So I told Bobby like 3 games ago that I'd play one with him, and I have yet to do that because I'm terrible. What did he get back? He got a Ravenous Rabble back, so we're going to discard a Cranial Crush, and I'm just going to block both the cards, I guess. Like, I don't care to just throw this for 8. This is fine. Ew, stop that. Bro, what? I mean, yeah, pretty good turn on turn 0. They get to Arsenal a card and push through 6 points of damage. So if Bobby would still like to play a game after this, even though I've forgotten about him twice, I'm still going to play a game of Bobby, even though I feel bad that I forgot twice. I don't know if Bobby, are you playing at Richards at 3 o'clock or are you hanging out today? But yeah, after that, man, like let's play one for sure after that. I'd love to. So should have kept the blue here. I mean, we can just throw Spinal, right? Like, just go to 32 and throw the Spinal. This is still an off surge card, so like this is fine. Excuse me. Good lord. But yeah, I'll shoot you a Discord message for sure, Silas. And he lives is right, by the way, because dude, I literally haven't been out of bed in like 3 days, bro. Like, first time I've been out of bed in like 3 days, man. Absolutely crazy. Or I guess technically Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday I didn't get out of bed. Yesterday I got out of bed and was like, you know, moving around and living a life. I've got to hop off stream in a minute, so you'll have to catch these hands another time. Well, I can't wait. Bobby, I'm sorry again, buddy, but I promise it wasn't on purpose, brother. Plus I need to practice in a dash, so maybe we can try to do that this week or something, man, if you got some free time. I assume we got a D-React coming here. Yep, that makes sense. Azalea is also free to use her D-Reacts a lot more into me, just because I'm not able to use Dominate as often, so like she's able to like use them a lot more freely against me. This is also a matchup where I will probably throw the hammer quite a bit, honestly. Like, I just like to... Like, throwing the hammer is, like, something that they really have to be afraid of, in my opinion. What are we going to pick? 7 or go again? 7. So I could throw the staunch response here if I wanted to. I don't really think that's a good play. I think this is an okay turn to give up some armor. Let's hopefully we win the Clash of Might here. Man, I really don't want to destroy my shield. So no, we're not gonna. Nobody wins the Clash here since we both have E-Strike on top, which I think is perfectly fine. I don't really want to destroy the shield. I'd rather wait until I draw like a trounce or something and get some gold so that I can start like cycling my gold here. There was about half of my office that got the Vins this past week, and I expertly dodged it just to get... Oh, so you dodged getting COVID all week last week just to get strep? Dude, I'm sorry, brother. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I hate both strep and like COVID has sucked, but like I know that strep sucks. I haven't had strep since I was a kid, but I know it's not fun. So I'm sorry that you got strep, man. I know that's very unfortunate. That is not where you want to be at all. At least we have an E-Strike in this hand, I suppose. Like, we can block Golden Sun, or I'm sorry, we can pitch Righteous Cleansing to throw the Staunch response here, depending on what they do. And then from there, we can go E-Strike for 7 and then Arsenal to debilitate. Or I guess we could really just block with E-Strike Golden Sun here. And this is Dominate. So I'm just gonna throw the Staunch here. Like, I guess I should have pitched the Golden Sun there. That technically would have been correct because I would have been able to keep it in my deck. They're gonna come in for 7 here. Let's block 7. I think this is fine. Like, I don't want to give them the Ponder token if I can help it, and I'm just going to Arsenal my Debilitate and pass. The fact that we didn't have a single blue in that hand, or this hand, 8 cards and no blue, that's kind of crazy. I mean, I guess crazier things have happened, but, like, that's kind of wild, honestly. Okay. So let's crown the Debilitate away. Actually, I'm going to apologize to my opponent here. I want to block with a different piece of equipment. Because they pick Go again, we're going to go ahead and give the Civic Steps here. Like, this is probably about as good as the Civic Steps is going to look. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 4, 7, 9. We're going to crown away our Arsenal. Try to find a blue. I mean, statistically, we're very likely to find a blue at this point. Okay. It's like God's laughing at me. Okay, so we win that clash. We take nothing. Like, our opponents had a couple of pretty good turns with Premeditate, and we've managed to take nothing. And now we're going to force some cards out of our opponent's hand because Chokeslam is very good into them. We get to set up a Surge for next turn, and we get to throw a Chokeslam, which I really like. Like, Chokeslam is just really good into Azalea. Like, again, like Azalea, KO, Bolton, like that's matchups where Chokeslam really like shines here in this matchup. Okay, they give us 2 cards. Anytime we can take multiple cards out of our opponent's hand like this, it's a big W for us as a Victor player. Now, we've had to give up a lot of equipment here to like try and swing the game in our favor here, but Okay, so they're gonna block 6. Honestly, do I even care about this? Like, does this even matter to me? Yeah, like that's fine. Like that doesn't really bother me here. I can throw the Debilitate and Arsenal the Golden Sun. I could throw the Golden Sun, but I think I'd rather throw a card that gets like we're forcing a card out of their hand here, which I kind of like, and then we also get to just Arsenal the Golden Sun and then keep the Trounce in our hand. Like I think this is a pretty good like set of turn cycles for us here. Man, Trounce into Prime to Fight is just so good. Okay. Had 9 might last night in Armory and had to eat a Pummel Chokeslam. Oh, dude, I assume you were on KO if you had 9 mites. All right, because like I don't know what else is giving you 9 mites, brother. 4, 7, 10, 11. Swing the Golden Sun. So I did not get to see all the cards here. Cranial Crush beats Deadeye, and then we have Staunch Response, and they have Knock. So how many golds do I have? 2. So yeah, let's break 1. I can actually break the shield here, right? Oh no, if I break the shield, does it not? If I break the shield, I guess it doesn't. I guess it's still not counting as block because this isn't Magic. Like everything has trample. So we go Trounce, and then, yeah, we're going to break one of our golds. We're going to put our card on the bottom. We're going to win. We're going to win again to make another gold token. And then if they don't have a Rain Razors to push this through, they don't deal us any damage here, which is perfectly fine. Yeah, it's interesting. I like, it makes sense. I just had not considered that as an option. So this is going to be 11 overpower. Pretty good way to like try and close some like try to like give us a little bit of breathing room here, considering we only have like 4 equipment block left. Yeah, I just didn't have enough to block it fully. Yeah, I mean the like knowing the Pummel is coming, like that definitely like makes it tougher to block it all. Like especially too, like it sounds very unfortunate for you that it all lined up like that on that hand for you at that point in time. Okay. I mean, I don't really care about the frailty token. That doesn't really matter. I mean, take 5, go to 26, and then throw Chokeslam for 8 off of pitching the blue Arsenal Thunderquake. And then I get to... How many Trounces are left in my deck? What have we seen? 2 so far? No, we've seen 1 Trounce. We've seen 3 Tests of Strengths, but there's 2 Trounces left in the deck. So, I mean, maybe I'm supposed to Arsenal Prime to Fight and wait to throw it for 11, considering I still have 2 gold tokens. If I block like this, I take 5, go to 21. I'm sorry, go to 26. The frailty token doesn't matter. I'm going to go to 25, but I'm going to attack for 8 here. And then we can Arsenal the Prime to Fight and wait to see another Trounce here. Also saw the Prime to Fight on top. Oh, you're talking about last turn. Could crack a gold, throw Prime to fight for 11, and save the Golden Sun. That's actually not a bad line, Trent. That's a really good thing to point out there. That like knowing it's on top from that like really gives me some more options there. I really like that. Like that's a good line to point out there. Good catch, Trent. Definitely a better line I could have taken right there. Okay, so infecting shot. I was left with 2 money, wound up in a cast phone, so my turn discarded both my ones to make 3 and then hit all 6. Oh wow. Yeah, that's a big Sag, Paneros, that like it lined up that in like not a very positive way for you. That's a big Sag indeed. I know. Like dominate Spinal is like one, like it's just a very strong like thing to be doing in general. So this is 8 dominate. I mean, we put a Staunch on the bottom of our deck, so there's only one more in the first cycle here that we're aware of. I mean, I think I just want to throw the Choke Slam here. Like, again, Choke Slam is a very good card into Azalea, so... Oh yeah, I mean, dude, nine mites into like is just terrifying in general. Because if you had 9 mites off the cast bones, it means you also had the agility. So like you had 9 mites in the agility token, which is like actually crazy. We're going to go to 18 here, which is like not great. And I still have snaps and bullseye bracers. Like I feel like I'm in a really bad spot this game, if I'm being honest. Like feels like my opponent's in a pretty good position right now. Claw for 12. That's like what a ridiculously crazy thing to say out loud. Like that's just crazy. Claw for 12. Like what a wild thing to even like to even like say out loud. That's so wild. Also noticed that my opponent's dominating more than like my other opponents have. Like that I feel like I've played against Azalea. I don't know if that's like because of like the way I'm playing this game, like if they feel like they have more breathing room to be able to do that, or how, like I don't know why that's playing out that way. These 2-card 8s that like let me, you know, take cards out of their hand really give me a lot of value over the course of the game. Like you noticed, I mean, they loaded in like way more cards than we did in this matchup, and like we're already only down 4 cards in the turn cycle. So they did keep their pump. Okay. They decided to block 6 here. Go to 19. We're going to go to 18. And then we're going to go debilitate in the buckling blow. I mean, the Vigor making this cost 1 less is kind of cool. Oh, they're looking to try and activate Azalea. Okay, I see what's happening here. I see what they're going for here. They're looking to try and activate Azalea. They put a card on the bottom. Ah, Memorial Ground. Okay. Well, the joy of this is that it's only going to be for 7, and that I have the Staunch here, which is really nice. Like, having the Staunch is, like, super good here for me. We're just going to pitch the Thunk, because I think I would rather see that before the clashes here, so being able to cover this up is a real tempo win for me right here. Like, this is a real tempo win. And then we get to attack for 9. We could alternatively try and draw some cards because we do have 2 Trounces left in our deck that we haven't seen. And I did talk about like waiting to sit on this. So like, is there some world where I'm supposed to try and draw a card here because we have 2 Trounces left in our deck? I mean, if I draw a card, no matter what I draw, like I can make a Surge and swing the hammer if I want. I can still throw this even if I draw a red. Like, let's take a look at the next card here, and I guess see what we can come up with. So like, we gave ourselves an out to like draw another card, but like to draw something like really good, but we just ended up attacking for 9 anyway. Like, so I don't really think it changed anything for us. I mean, block with Clash of Might, block with Clash of Vigor, and come in for 11 overpower with a Surge floating seems pretty good. Like, I kind of like this. They have a 4 on top. Let's go with the Vigor first, because we more than likely have, yeah, like this final is really good. Man. So let me ask you guys this. What is the world where we take 9 and go to 8 here? To be able, like, so if we block with the Golden Sun here, I can actually make a Surge, draw the Spinal Crush on top, and then swing the Spinal Crush here. So I can take 6, go to 11, and then I'll have an extra one for the... Actually, I should just block with the Clash of Might, right? Because, hang on, we got to do some math here. God, doing math is not going to be my strong suit right now. So we'll have 6 resources, and this is going to cost 4. Pitch this to draw this, have 1 floating, and the Surge is going to make it cost 4, which means we can block Clash of Might. Wow, this is so good. This is so good. This is actually like an insane play here. Like, that's fine. They don't discard anything or take anything. So we're going to pitch this to crack this, and then we're going to come in with the Spinal Crush for 10. Like, a lot of value right there. Like, that's a very good turn cycle for us, and they don't get any value off their Seek and Destroy here. Not that they were ever going to get value off their Seek and Destroy, but like, we're just making sure this way. So our opponent goes to 7, and we take 2 cards out of their hand. Okay. I mean, they put our Rain Razors on the bottom, and we haven't seen one yet, so like, this is a pretty decent chance they're going to snap and do some nonsense here. Like, there's a decent chance they're going to snap and do some nonsense here. Let's block with the gauntlets here. Get the value out of the gauntlets. If they wait and let it hit, I was like, then they don't have the Rain Razors here. Big Sag. So we hit our other Trounce on top of our deck. That is like big Sag. So we have a Trounce. We put a Clash of Might on the bottom. So one of their Rain Razors is on the bottom. We're going to swing the hammer here, which is kind of threatening. Like, this is pretty good. I mean, they could have just had like a D-React there. I don't know. But like, we know that like we're probably going to lose because we have a Trounce. Oh, they had a Lace, so it doesn't matter. There's a lot of value in that for us. A lot of value in that for us there. Oop, after I knock my mic over here. They've hung on to Bullseye Bracers and Snaps for a long time. I really appreciate the patience that's going through with this, honestly. Okay, so this is for 11. I mean... Take 5, go to 6. And then if we win the trounce, we get an extra card, which lets us go E-Strike Hammer. So we can go Hammer for 4 into E-Strike for 7. Or no, I'm sorry, we have to throw the E-Strike. We don't get a Quicken token, Jesus. So it's E-Strike for 6, Hammer for 3. I kind of like this line here. Like, the Frailty and the Inertia are like, the Frailty is a little unfortunate here, but like, I mean, okay, so Macho Grande doesn't end the game here. There's no reason to draw a card. There's no reason to draw a card here. Absolutely no reason to draw a card here. We're just giving ourselves an opportunity to have something inertia away. I have really been, like, after this past weekend in Hartford, I have really been trying to take the time to consider, should I be drawing a card here off my gold token? Like, what should I be doing here? Should I be drawing a card? What should we be doing? And so I think that's something that, like, I really learned this past weekend that I wasn't doing before, that I think I need to be doing more regularly. Just Lace and Codex. Okay. So we're going to get the Golden Sun back. Try to end the game here. We're going to attempt to end the game. I mean, we've only seen a few D-reacts here. Like, it'll be for 9 overpower. They got a drill shot. I mean, I'm honestly wondering if they're sitting there thinking, Jesus, was I not supposed to give him this? I really don't want to give him the Blood Rot here, so I think we're just supposed to go Debilitate, Chokeslam, and the Gauntlets here. And then we're just going to try and end the game with the Golden Sun. There's no guarantee that we will here, but 9 overpower. Let's see if you have a D-react or if this is enough to end the game here. And that's enough to end the game. We'll take it. All right. Where's the good game button? Okay. Well, that game started out a little rough and wasn't really going our way for a hot minute, but their Codex actually gave us the ability to win the game there with a Golden Sun. So, like, we were really seeing the, like, loss of value off of Codex for them, which is really interesting to think about in terms of, like, you know, just like Codex being a very strong card here. All right. Let's see. Silas said to shoot him a message. Let's see if Silas wants to play one. It does not say he's on the Discord. Let's see. He doesn't say he's on Discord. Let's let me shoot him a text here while we're hanging out. Silas. Okay, my dad texted me and asked me if I give him a quick call. So hang on, while we're waiting on Silas to get back to us about playing a game, we'll see what he says, and then I'm gonna call my dad back real quick. He never texts me after he calls me, so I'm gonna call him back real quick and see if everything's okay. Troll, if Silas doesn't get back to us, man, and he doesn't want to play a game, then yeah, I'm down to play one. But I probably got about one more. I can definitely feel the fatigue starting to set in a little bit here. All right. Let me call my dad back real quick here, guys.
Hey, brother.
Hey, sorry, I just saw your text, dude. I'm streaming, so I didn't...
Oh, I tried to call earlier, too.
No, I know. Like, I when I saw you called, I was like in the middle of streaming, and so I was like, oh, I'll call him back in a few minutes. And then I saw your text a minute ago when I picked up my phone, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, he never texts me after he calls. I was like, so I'm gonna call him back real quick when I saw it. Okay. Short delay there, and we're back. We have found a wild Silas. And yeah, thanks, Drew. I realized halfway through the conversation with my dad that my mic wasn't muted there, so I had to after I realized it. Oh. You're not playing at Richards today, Silas?
Nah, I didn't want to get back out. People were driving like maniacs today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I sent you the game in the table chat. Oh boy. Sorry if I'm coughing and hacking a lot.
I was there. You peaked early and you peaked too late, man.
I know, dude. I peaked too freaking early, dude. I had a good feeling about the battle hard when I started out 4-0, man, but
I know. That's such a good start, and then you're just like, nah, I want to go home.
Yeah, dude, it was a big sag. It was a big sag.
What were your 3 losses?
Round 5, I picked up a loss to Tree Frog Dash, which I don't think I can ever beat in any world with Guardian. It's like an auto loss. And then round 6, I punted against a Bolton. I made a mistake at the end, something I hadn't really seen before, but it was definitely a mistake on my part. And then round 7, I was just on tilt and I was thinking about my flight, and I just kind of just played poorly at the end of the game against a Dromai.
Man.
Are we supposed to just make a surge in Arsenal and heave this? Just hope Silas's hand isn't that great. Not likely, but possible, I suppose.
And imagine if I had a CNC, if you heave something.
Well, I'm going to heave something. Guess there's always a chance we just want to play this card instead, I guess. So we'll pitch the blue here. This is a hand if I've ever seen one. Okay. We'll block like this and see what we... Okay. Oh, man.
Why did say you won the clash? Weren't they the same? No, Chokeslam's 8.
Yeah, it's a red Chokeslam, which is 8.
Maybe I should be playing KO over Levia.
I don't know, man. Levia's pretty good. Levia top 8 the battle hardened, dude.
I don't know. 4 surges, jeez.
That William Pistol guy was pretty good. I actually knew him from Nats. We played each other in Nats, and him and I were talking in round 5, and he's super chill guy. I like talking to him. His name, I think he goes by Billy, but he played Yuki in the first round top 8, I think.
Yeah, and she went undefeated.
Dude, didn't lose a game all day.
Apparently, her KO build was very value based, like just outvalue everybody.
I mean, it worked for her. So we put Blood Rush to the bottom, and then, I mean, I already have a gold, so I could destroy a gold to try and find another card. I mean, I guess I should. I have the value to try and go for it. Let's target myself. Oh, Sag. I mean, if I win there, I get so much value if I win there. Get to throw a choke slam for 8 though. Even off of even after missing. He messed up that top 8 game pretty bad, unfortunately. Ethan said, "Oh, rip, wrong account." I know I know it can be tough to bounce between accounts. Will picked up Levia just from my YouTube video and immediately made top 8. Oh, dude, that's awesome, man. I was like, dude, he's a super nice guy, man. I was like, getting to talk to him, and in Hartford, we were talking about Nats and stuff from last year, and he was super nice then, and he was super nice this past weekend when I met him. What glaring mistake did he make? I don't know a ton about Levia, Ethan. I won't lie to you, but I don't know. I don't remember him making like a glaring mistake that I saw. I know he like forgot to banish something one time, but they caught that pretty quick.
Ethan needs to send me his newest Levia list.
Ethan needs to send you his newest Levia list.
Yeah.
Let's arsenal this and keep this. All right, we have another chance to repeat here. Okay. So you're definitely just going for go again here. I was like, you pretty much always do. I had somebody buff against me the other day.
Really?
Yeah, I was very intrigued by that. I don't agree with their decision, but it was interesting to say the least.
$18-point turn? That's not bad. Oh, I wonder if Zach muted himself.
Oh, I did mute myself. God.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm sorry. I accidentally just keep muting myself when I cough, and then I forget to unmute myself.
Oh.
But sorry, to what Ethan was saying is that I did notice he didn't flip Blasphemous, but I didn't know if it was a choice he had. If it was like a choice he had, or if it was like he was like forced into like a bad situation and couldn't do anything about it. I mean, again, nobody wins here if I block with this, so like I can just do this and throw the hammer, and I know I have a 6 on top.
You like 18-point damage turns, don't you?
I mean, listen, you just threw 18 points worth of damage at me, and I only took 8.
I know.
So
It's dumb.
I will take that. And then we're just going to swing the hammer. Knowing I have a 6 on top means there's a pretty good chance that like we at least tie. Plus, I think if I lose the counter here on the hammer, like it's not the end of the world. Yeah, sorry guys, I accidentally muted myself there. Thank you for pointing it out. No, so we both have 6s. Again, I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with like that just staying on top of his deck here.
I have to do some math.
I really want to save my headpiece for when he has a Blood Rush turn. It's really what I'm looking for here. Okay. Discards Agile Wind Up. All right. So this is probably going to be a block 9, throw hammer again. Like probably what we're looking at here if I had to guess. Yeah, I keep trying to mute myself when I'm gonna cough. It's about to be 12. Go again.
Yeah.
Casual. So casual. All right. Well, Silas had a couple of. I mean, that turn really wasn't all that in a bag of chips, to be honest. Like, his last turn was much more impressive off the 18 points. But
Yeah, if I'd had a blue, it would have been better.
hey, get that out of here. Man, winning a clash off of a 4, that's a big W. I'm sorry. Is this the all reds hand day? Like, what are we doing? I have to say, man, I just like I continue to live on the plan where I'm like, I feel like I have to hit, like I have to have more blues in my deck. Like 30 just never feels like enough to me. Let's take 3 and see what happens here. Ethan, by the way, it was super nice to finally get to meet you this weekend, man. I was like, I always get to watch like all your videos and stuff like that, but it was nice to actually get to meet you this weekend for a change. So I don't think that taking 8 here is correct. Like, maybe I'm just supposed to be, again, like, let's just block 6 and then swing the hammer. Like, oh, like, I don't really want to block 8. I don't really want to give up any of my armor here. So I think we're just gonna keep trying to play like our weird Oldham impression here. I do think that Silas just keeps slowly gaining points into us though with this style of plan. Like, I think at some point Silas just like gets a point where he can like take tempo and like really start to push back. Clash, an 8 and a 6. All right, well, we're not winning our trounces, but we are winning the hammer clashes, which, I mean, worse things could be happening here.
Play that.
Okay, so we got something coming in for +3. Got a little 9 dominate action here. All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to get those in my banish zone.
I mean,
I think this matchup is so close.
oh, this matchup is extremely close, brother. Like, it's crazy to me how close this matchup is.
Nathaniel and me were talking about how we don't feel Levia has any like 60-40s. It's like 50-50 across everything.
I mean, it doesn't seem crazy to me. Like, I mean, you guys have put more time in the deck than I have, so like I'm very inclined to like take your all's word for it as far as stuff like that's concerned.
Interesting hand.
No, I get that, Silent. It's tough because like I, as an Oldham player and a Bravo player, I'm used to playing like, 39, 40 some blues in my deck, and so it's like, now I'm playing 30, so like it feels very wrong to me, and I draw a lot of like, multiple red hands, which are like, it's tough for me to just look at that and be okay with it. Like, if that makes any sense. I think we're supposed to just make a surge and throw our arsenal card, finally get rid of it here.
This controls I might get +1, so it's just for 9.
Yeah, it's literally just 9. If I connect with it on a trounce, it's a 2-card 11.
Let me see if a 3, 4, 5. I take 4.
I assume you're talking about blocking with equipment or something, because right now you're taking 6.
Yeah.
Okay, I figured. Probably give me the bone breaker here.
Take 4, go to 15. That's fine.
A lot of patience with that husk this game.
Yeah, dude.
A lot of patience with that husk this game.
All the way to 15. If you'd have pummeled me right there, I'd have been so sad.
Bro. If you'd have let me pummel you when you had Scowling Flush Bag up, man, that'd have been hilarious.
Yeah. And this will turn off Blood Debt.
So I don't really want to potentially give Silas an extra resource here.
No, please do.
I mean, if I block 3, I can surge in this, which is not bad. I mean, I take 4, go to 15, and then I throw a card that he's just going to give me the husk on. So I feel a lot better blocking 6 here and then attacking for 10. Not really a huge fan of giving up the Spinal Crush here, but I think that keeping my life total higher to be able to swing in with just value-oriented damage is a fine game plan at this point in time. Because Silas is at a point where he's forced to give me multiple cards or multiple pieces of equipment, or he's going to give me the husk here. Levia is 50, 40, 10. 50% you win, 40% opponent wins, 10% you die. That's hilarious. I like that a lot. I don't think I've ever heard somebody say that before. Silas, you over there showing a lot of patience, man.
I'm trying to think my plays through for once.
I mean, most people would argue it's a good way to win card games.
Because she's so value-oriented, Levia.
Yeah. Well, we'd overpower this if I had any gold. I mean, I guess technically we could get like kind of crazy if we wanted to here, but I don't think we want to.
I think actually I want to just take 1 to Blood Debt.
Just gonna take some Blood Debt over there?
Yeah, I'm going to take 1 to Blood Debt. So I can flip. I drew a very interesting hand that turn.
I mean, you had double Elhorn.
Yeah. And a
blue
barraging
Bonebreaker Bellow.
Yeah.
So,
Not a good
I mean, the obvious play is just to block 3 and then make a surge and attack for 8. Because this is a crush effect that like actually like kind of stunts Artivore and Blood Rush Bellow.
Hey man, I haven't seen one all games. Well, just one art, but
Drew just off the top rope said, "I really wish I had a big ass bowl of tater tots right now." Bro, what?
put with his hot dog.
Probably. I mean, I could also go to 14 alternatively and arsenal this card and try to close the game out with it, but I don't really think that's the way the game has gone so far. I think we're just gonna leak 1. Actually, it's better to block 3 here and not make a surge to just keep this in my deck, I think. I think this is a better line of play here. Dude, Sonic actually has some delicious tater tots. I don't even run from that, fam. Zechariah, I really like tater tots from I actually really like tater tots from Sonic, bro. The barbecue chili tots, dude. It's where it's at. I'm a fat kid at heart, man. Fat kid in real life too, if you look at me, but
Let me see. 3. I need all these cards.
I actually really like this card into you because it like prevents you from drawing cards during your action phase.
That's fine.
I mean, technically, if you need your whole hand, then it's broken. You can just give me all your equipment. Like if your hand's insane, but I would be careful doing that because your hand should be really good if you're going to do that. Bro, what? All right, so we have no Blood Rush here.
No Blood Rush, no art.
And I was like, we got no Blood Rush or no Art of Wars, so this is just going to be a really good turn. The old-fashioned way, Silas said. So what? This is going to be 8 go again?
Yep.
I haven't had the pulled pork tots from Sonic, but I do like pulled pork tots in general. See what I do for the conversation here. Drew out here wearing medals on his head, bro. So, I mean, we're probably just going to end up with a hammer here, right? Like, that's probably how this is going to end this turn. You have 8 cards you can play over here.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a Dread Screamer.
2.
You do have 2 red Dread Screamers. You're probably not going to throw both of them, though.
You can only play 1.
Why?
You can only play 1 card from your banish, so.
Did you play this from your hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Double thunk.
Yeah.
Oh, Zoe, that was disgusting.
Was that your dog, bro?
Yeah.
Fam, dude. That was no, fam. We didn't hear that. That was like high def in my headset, bro. Like, geez, your dog out here trolling my stream, bro. This, oh my gosh. Oh, dude, I love it. Your dog's a legend.
Yeah, that's Zoe.
God, it is just so hard to win the game from this point when you flip.
Yeah, because that was 7, 6, 8, so 20 points of damage.
Yeah, no, it was a really good turn there.
And I'm going to slap a Doomsday down on you.
So, I mean, I'm just supposed to block 7 here, right? I can stay at 13. Or am I supposed to go to 10? I mean, I don't think swinging the hammer is like really like as efficient as we want it to be yet. You know what? Let's block like this, actually. I think we want to block like this. So this is the 0 for 6, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
now I can always attack with it.
All right, so now we're going to have to find a way to get that off the field. So we're probably going to have to take some damage to get that thing off the field.
Oh, this is nice. And I get a quicken for next turn.
Did you play that from your banish zone?
Correct. Zoe, you're a legend. You're on video now, burping.
I'm gonna like clip that moment, dude.
You should. When your opponent's trying to get in your head.
Like, I mean, that was probably about 5 minutes ago. I'm gonna go back and clip that here after the stream because I mean, like, dude, like,
you'll have to, Carly, go clip this. Yes, give me all your cards.
I think I have to do this. You have to have an action point to attack me with this thing, right?
Yes. So next time I can attack with my agility token for a free 0 for 6.
Nah, we're gonna kill it.
You're like, it's dead.
No, yeah, we're definitely killing that thing, brother. Like, we are on the hope I was at a high enough life total to fatigue you game plan.
It's possible. I only got one hand left.
Yeah, you got this and one more hand. I have yet to be able to fatigue you once you flip into this thing. Like, and it's,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I was just kind of hoping that, like, at some point, I mean, I'm gonna need you to like actually let me use my balance of justice.
Dude, I have yet to play a blood rush. So
We milled one, and then like I can only assume that they're upside down over there.
yeah.
Oh, it highlights for purple for me what you can play. That's really cool. Man, Talishar did some work this weekend while I was gone at Hartford.
Man, what is the play? Do I try to end the game and would 12 dominate kill you? I don't believe so at this point.
12 dominate would not kill me, no. You get a card from hand, and like honestly, I've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of equipment. Like if you threw 12 dominate at me, I'm gonna take 4, go to 5.
So it's the correct play the endless maw.
Oh, if I give civic steps last turn, I see, Justin. That's actually a really good point there. If I give the civic steps last turn, you have an agility token, so I can't give you any value. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense, Justin. That was a much better. That would have made a lot of sense.
Let's go 10, baby.
Go to 5, basically.
And then I can kill you. Oh, look at you.
Oh wow, what a hit for me. Absolutely insane.
That is actually like the best thing you could have had happen there.
No, 100%. That's like actually crazy right there to like go that route, because now I get to swing the hammer at you. Not that like the hammer, like, I mean, it's just 4 damage, but like actually.
Well, if I don't kill you, I lose. So
am I supposed to just make a surge and arsenal this at the attempt that I can keep 1 card and win the game? Well, I guess I can't win the game, right? Because it'd be 10 overpower and he has 2, 4, 5. No. So we're just supposed to swing hammer here. I think we're just supposed to swing hammer at this point. Still playing on the Johnson City RTN? Yes, sir, Drew. I will be there, brother. It's next Saturday, I believe.
correct.
He put not to register online that he would have plenty of spots, so I'm pretty excited. I'm trying to think of what Silas could have that kills us here. Like, I don't know, tear limb from limb into like that dominate card would be pretty good.
Exactly what I have.
Silas has only 2 misses. Wait a second. Oh, so you don't have to, since you can't draw a card, you just discard a card.
Yep. But now my claws have go again. But I think because that would be for, let me do some math. So that's 9, 15, if I do it that way.
I mean, if you're able to swing a claw and throw the dominate thing, you should.
I can't throw the dominate thing. Oh, yeah, okay, it's a 2 cost.
I was like, I mean, if you meant in general, it's like you have to be able to.
No, I thought it was a 3 cost.
So we definitely block in here.
I do think I need to see a Blood Rush to make this a more favorable.
I mean, it's 12 dominate, and then
Because you can block 6. It might be enough. Oh, 7. 8. The shield saved you.
I mean, but now I lose, right?
Go.
Yo, Deckham FR, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate you being here. We got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're here for the first time. What's your name? What got you into Fab? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Those are the 3 questions we ask everybody for the first time when they're here. I mean, with you having the Reckless Swing, like, I know it's in your hand.
Yeah, you can't win now off that.
Well, like, what are we supposed to do?
I stare at you until you play attack. And I have a Quicken. So if you just Arsenal pass, I'll throw everything at you.
Do you have another Dominate thing over here?
No, I do not, unfortunately.
No, so...
But you literally can't attack me.
Yeah, no, I can't. So we're just gonna Arsenal pass. That's all we can do here. Like, we have 1 out at this point, and now we're just gonna play to it.
Oops, cancel. Yeah, I'll be a doofus and play my only 6. That would make me lose the game immediately.
I mean, we're probably gonna pitch to the gold here, but okay, so Silas doesn't attack again. What card in my deck lets me win the game from here?
I don't know of any.
Like, is there anything in my deck that lets me win the game once I'm at 1?
Yeah, drop it. Drop it.
Like, because even if I dominate something, it just doesn't matter. Because you have the 6s. Like, you have...
Yeah, I have 2 6s in hand. That's why I didn't play the other attacker. I would not have a 6 to play.
I mean, we could have heaved there, but, like, I don't... Does heaving really matter? Like, we needed to be able to stay at 3 this game?
Now, if I hadn't had that Reckless Swing still, like if it had been turned over, you'd have won 100%.
I don't know. I'm gonna, like, I don't... And I think the only way for me to win here is for you to play incorrectly.
Yes, that is true.
Like, but I'm gonna draw the rest of my cards and just make sure here. Because at this point, like, this is what we're doing here. Like, you're just
going to give me a card and I'm going to stare at you. That's what it comes down to.
yeah. Like, is there anything out here? Oh, no, Allie, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. Like, I can definitely tell that I've been up for a few hours because, like, I'm feeling a little fatigued right now. But, like, yeah, I could definitely, like, I'm definitely feeling better. I appreciate you checking in. You going to be on later? I was like, I think Curly and I are going to be playing Pals after I finish streaming here.
Power World, nice.
Yeah.
I got that downloaded too.
Did you?
Haven't played it yet.
It's a lot of fun. I played it for the first time last night. Allie said I could be persuaded.
Because I can't die to blood debt now, so it's just like...
Well, it's not only that, but it's like the way the turn cycle works out. Like, you don't have to, like, mill the card you pitched. So you get to just keep putting it back into your hand every single turn. I mean, I've put 5 cards back into my deck, so I'm just gonna keep going through and see if there's anything that I can draw here.
That's fine.
Because I don't know what it is.
Now in a tournament, if you were stalling this, I would call it judge. Because at this situation, someone could just say like, I'm not doing it. I think most people would concede in paper, though.
So, I mean, yeah, no, like, and if we were playing in paper, I would 100%, like, especially if time was running up, like, I would definitely concede, but I mean, I don't think there's anything that can win here.
You don't have anything that does damage on defense?
No, like, what I need to draw is, like, a release attention. That's what I need to draw.
Yeah, can't play D-Reacts.
Yeah, make it to where you can't play D-Reacts and then attack with something.
You need a dread board. That's what you should have been running this whole time.
I need a dread board. Sorry, I just tuned in. Didn't know we were at the Reckless Swing Terror stage of the game. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. I completely understand. Because, I mean, like, especially from the outside looking in, like, it is definitely correct to make the surge right there. Like, or to heave right there. I completely understand. Yeah, because I mean, this is just what the rest of the game is.
Yeah, I fatigue you.
Yeah, no, I know. Like, we just keep doing this because, like, I have the Macho Grande in my hand, but it just doesn't matter.
No, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Like, even with the Dominate here, like, I can't swing the hammer.
Because I could block with the card from hand if I didn't have a 6 and play the Reckless from Arsenal.
Yeah. All right, I think the next few cards have all of my cards in them that I want to see. To like, but we're coming back around to everything I pitched at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is it right here. Let's pass and see what we hit. Yeah, there's it. There it is. I mean, yeah. So this is where I'd block here. We'd win the clash. Debilitate on top. Yeah, that's the very next card. Yep, that's the second card I pitched in the cycle. And then that and everything pops. We throw the Macho Grande for a Dominate. And then we hope somebody robs the store and you have to stop playing. It's like my only out here. Oh, man, that's unfortunate.
It is. See, this is such a close game.
I feel like I played that game like, I don't know, like that game was like so tight, and like I played that game as patiently as I knew how to.
So I'm saying we both played that game very well. That was a very good game of Flesh and Blood.
It was. So here's an interesting thought. Like here's an interesting thought about this game. The Balance of Justice just blocked 2 this game, right?
Yep.
So it's like the Balance of Justice. Had I just drawn a card on the Art of War, like, am I just supposed to draw a card like the first time I can? Like, it feels wrong because your Blood Rush turns are your big turns.
Yeah.
And like your Art of War turns are like fine. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they're bad or anything, but like normally they're fine. But, like, the Blood Rush turns are what's scary. I don't know.
I don't know, because even if you would have drawn the card, you might have been at 2, like because I still came in with a dominate card at the end.
What did you say?
I said even if you drew that card and got that extra block value, it's hard to say if that would have let you swing or your hammer again or actually block 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if like it would have actually won me the game. Like, if that extra card like would have let me like attack differently, or like would have. I don't know. That's something to think about there.
Because I still have the Bone Breaker plus the Might and Scab Skin still blocks. I still have 2 equipment block.
Man, KO and this matchup are so close. Like, they're such insanely close games.
Have you tested the KO list any?
No, I haven't had a chance to play KO, dude. When I tell you that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I did not get out of bed, bro. I literally got out of bed to like pee and drink water, and
Dude,
that was it.
I've been there. That's why I wear my mask at work with patients now.
I can't blame you, fam. Like, it's like crazy. Like, I felt like trash.
Yeah, being that sick is terrible.
So, well, dude, I think I'm gonna call a stream, man. I'm
Right, man.
definitely starting
Thanks
to feel
for
fatigued.
playing.
But thanks for the game, buddy.
All right, I'll see you. See you later.
See you, man. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely starting to like feel the fatigue for sure. So the Command and Conquer would have been an out, possible CNC, or the instant that prevents 2 damage. So Justin, that would have been a crazy play actually. Being able to like play the card that prevents 2 damage to the Reckless Swing would actually be nuts. That would be wild. Little delay of you being Johnson City. Dude, I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. I'm excited to see you, man. I'm excited to see you, buddy. Whether you get 1 card block against Blood Rush or Art of War turn, it's just 1 card added to the game. So, I mean, that's definitely like the train of thought here, Troll, is like, is it worth it to just pop the card anytime I have the ability because I just want to see that card as soon as possible? I don't know. It's an interesting thought process because like I agree, like the card is just a card, but like also like the card on Blood Rush could benefit me more by being able to a crack back or by being able to block more. I don't know. That's really interesting. If he had on hit effects that matter, then it matters. So you're saying it doesn't matter because he doesn't have on hit effects? Is that like what you're saying? Because I mean, that could also like factor into that part of it. I don't know. That's really interesting. I mean, the game is definitely just an accumulation of all the turns. That is fair. So missing out on 3 points of value over the course of that game, probably literally the difference between winning and losing that game there. I don't know. Like on the scoreboard, the 3 points there is the difference between winning and losing, but I think there's a lot more to it than that. Game plan when Levia flips like that should be not ever take damage again. So that's definitely what I'm going for, Ethan. Like, I definitely want to like be in a spot where I'm not taking damage. Unfortunately, sometimes Levia just leaks through damage, and like I don't know if like maybe I'm sparing my equipment too aggressively, and maybe I'm just supposed to like block more aggressively with my equipment once they flip, and then like try to not take damage at all. Maybe that's like my mistake right there. I don't know. Maybe it gives me something to like. It gives me a different way to look at it. So like I don't know, it's an interesting way to look at that matchup for sure. I always try to fatigue them when they flip, and I never can seem to do it. So I hear other people talking about how they're able to fatigue once they flipped into Blasphemous. So I'm like, I'm intrigued to like, I don't know, I'm intrigued to know what I'm doing wrong there for sure. Oh, thank you, Silent. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you hanging out today, and I hope you have a good day, brother. Hope you have a good day. Ooh, if they flipped Consume, they're asking to lose. Interesting. Consumed is... God, I can't even remember which ones are which now. Looking at them. I need to find... So, Blasphemous isn't the consumed one, right? Like, let's see. Yeah. Oh, Blasphemous is consumed. Okay, yeah. So that's what you're talking about. So you're saying if he flips that way, he's asking to lose the game. That's a really interesting way to look at it. I'm like, I'm gonna have to like do some more. Even killing it isn't that big of a deal. He was out of Screamers and Mill 2 Art of Wars. He's forced into Scabs to make it hit. So you think that just blocking and not taking damage and like leaving the 6 on the board, like leaving the leaving the 6 that's just attacking me every turn on the board is fine. That's really neat. That's a really interesting way to look at that, considering the situational awareness of what cards he had left in his deck. Which it is on turn 6. Like 6, which is the same as you keeping 2 cards to kill it. That makes sense. It's 6 one way or another. And you have it linked. That's interesting. Like, I feel like every time I play against like Silas or like, you know, Nathaniel and they're playing Levia, I learn that I don't know as much about Levia as I think I do. And it's like, it's fun because like these heroes coming into the spotlight forces me to learn more about them. And I really like that because it means I have to be more knowledgeable about the game, which can just potentially only make me a better player. So that's a lot to look at there. I actually really like some of these trains of thoughts there. Like cracking Balance of Justice is probably just better to do it as soon as possible. The first opportunity you have, because it's an extra card you can draw into, which makes sense. It means you should play Levia. Honestly, it does mean I should play Levia because I will understand Levia better if I play Levia. I do need to sit down and play Levia some one night. That'd probably be a good stream for me to do this week, is kind of like practice for RTN season a little bit. Might be something we might look at doing that this week. I might sit down and think about we might have a Levia stream this week. That could be kind of fun. But guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I can feel my voice starting to go away and my head's starting to spin a little bit. Thanks so much for hanging out today, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. The whole back from COVID stream, I had a good time today. Definitely lasted longer than I thought I would. That's what she said. But I've had a good time today. Like, I think Victor's really good, and I honestly I think the Pummel changes could be cool, and like there's probably some more blues that needed to be added into the deck if I had to guess, but I don't know what blues we're adding in, so I don't know. There's some tough decisions to be made there. Thanks so much for hanging out. Thanks for all the love today, guys. Memberships, subscribers on Twitch, followers, subscriptions on YouTube, wherever you're hanging out at. I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate all the love. I don't know if I'll be streaming tomorrow, Super Bowl party tomorrow, so I probably won't stream tomorrow. But I think we'll be back on Monday with some team testing on Monday night. So thanks for hanging out, and I will see you guys on Monday.